Welcome to RJ Sander for Living with Purpose. I'm RJ, and in today's video, I just want to say if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you want to know how I live as a blind person, if you want to know about what my views are about living with purpose, and if you want to see some amazing things happen, I do have my iPhone, so I'll be able to go out in the community and things of that nature. I have a lot of things coming up, so if you want to know what they are, subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications, so that way you know when I upload a short, a video, or a live stream. And today I just want to talk about what I think is the one essential that everyone should need, or should want to have, when living with purpose. And that one essential is get a life. I know that sounds harsh, but I think when you are not engaging in busybodiness, because the scriptures warn against it, more specifically in Christianity, the scriptures warn against warn against being a busybody. In fact, 1 Thessalonians 4:12 says, and I quote, "Study to do your own business." Some translations put it more bluntly, and they say, mind your own business. Because what a lot of the Thessalonians do, or what a lot of the Thessalonians did, I should say, and I guess you could say that it even happens today, a lot of people get nosy. A lot of us get nosy. We want to know what the other person's doing. We want to know about the latest gossip or the latest he said, she said stuff. You know what I mean? And because we want to know what the other person's doing, and yeah, sometimes it's fun, but at the same time, they might not want us to know. They might want to keep that thing private, And a lot of times, especially with little kids, we have to tell them, okay, mind your own business. And even some adults, okay, mind your own business. Or like when we were kids, when I was growing up, it was, mind your beeswax. Y'all ever heard that expression? Mind your beeswax? I think that's essential. Get a life. Focus on your own business. And I think what goes along with that is don't judge people. That's easier said than done, because we make judgments all the time. We make judgments all the time. Now, am I talking about facts, for example, in a court case or whatever? No, I'm not talking about that. What Jesus is saying when he's saying don't judge is don't make a judgment of somebody unless you've been in their shoes. Like, for example, don't act like you know their motives. And a lot of times we all do that. We all do it. I've done it. You've done it. We make judgments about people. And the Bible actually gives a warning. It says that for with what judgment that you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure you meet, it shall be measured back to you. So how can you behold the speck of dust in your brother's eye, but yet there's a beam in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the beam out of your eye, then you could see clearly enough to take the speck out of your brother's eye. And it makes sense. If you're trying, if you see someone, for example, that smokes, how can you go to that person and say, oh, you need to quit smoking, but yet you're going to pull out a cigarette and light up? That's hypocritical. Now, I know that not everyone is Christian, but that's what I know, so I'm going to use what I know. But I just wanted to let y'all know that that's my disclaimer for the video. So if I talk about Bible or whatever, it's what my degrees are in, so I can only talk about what I know. Now, I know in some other traditions they have, some other faiths, they talk about hypocrisy and things of that nature. If y'all like these, let me know and I can continue doing more of them. But the main message of this video is get a life. Study to do your own business, mind your own business. And I think the last part of this is try to be peaceable with everybody. Try to live peacefully with everybody if you can. And that doesn't mean that you're going to light a candle and sing Kumbaya with every single solitary person you meet. There might be people that don't like you, and there may be people that you don't like. But even though if you don't like somebody, you should still treat them with respect. In public at least. And I can guarantee you this, there are people I don't like. But you know what? I'm not going to talk bad about them. I'm not going to say anything negative about them. Because that's wrong. And I don't want to live that. When I was involved in the YouTube drama and all that online drama, I could talk smack. I really could. I could talk a lot of smack. And let me tell you something. In the moment, it felt good. But I remember when I would turn off the live stream, it felt cheap. I felt cheap. Because I knew what I was doing was wrong. Even though I knew that it was wrong, I would try to justify it. Oh, well, he said something about this, or he said something about that. And folks, you shouldn't justify something that you know is wrong. You shouldn't try to justify something that you know is not right. And now that I'm no longer a part of that, I can say that what I've learned has made me a better person today. I can say that what I've learned from that has made me a better person. Now, yeah, there's sometimes when I may have thoughts and I may have misgivings or whatever about something that I hear, but I'm learning to hold my tongue. I'm learning to hold my tongue. Because a lot of times we feel like we have to defend ourselves when people say things about us or about one of our friends. That's, and if you say, oh, you don't feel that, you do. I know I do. But that's where you have to learn to hold your tongue. And you have to learn how to bite your tongue and say, no, I'm not going to respond. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, again, like I said at the beginning, if you enjoy these videos and you enjoy the shorts and you enjoy the live streams, if my channel appeals to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, I will tell you this. My channel will not appeal to every single solitary person on planet Earth. Just like your channel may not, or if you follow a channel that, might not appeal to me. But if the message that I'm giving appeals to you and you want to follow me on this journey, go ahead, subscribe. You're welcome here. You're welcome here. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. And I'll see you in the next one.